Welcome everyone to episode 24 of the What Sales and Marketing Got to Do With It podcast. My name is Gemma Adair, founder and principal marketing consultant at Riata Consultancy. This podcast aims to delve deep into the minds of sales and marketing industry leaders, uncovering what keeps them up at night, what drives their passion, and how they execute successful strategies in both their personal and professional lives. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Paulo Lopes onto this episode. He is a seasoned marketing professional in the industry, and I can't wait to learn more about what he's doing at the moment. So great to have you, Paulo.
Thank you, Gemma, for the warm presentation and introductions, and it's my pleasure to be here. Yes.
Oh, awesome. So please, without further ado, please introduce who you are and what you do. What are you up to at the moment?
Yeah, so I've been working in tech industries related with innovation, marketing, business development, and currently at the moment I'm working on developing and grow my own business on marketing. So basically, it will be to help other companies within the industry, either to internationalize, to grow internationally, or locally, nationally, to use all of the knowledge that I've gathered within marketing, marketing automation, marketing tools, and different types of marketing campaigns and activities, so that then those companies, and we're talking about startups, SMEs, can then grow to the next level.
Great. That sounds exciting, very exciting. When and where did your marketing journey begin?
Yeah, it started about 9 years ago. So I was at the time working in a startup company, and so basically everybody was doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, we need to create some campaigns and activate our users on social media. So that's basically when I started working on marketing and related with marketing. But then everything grew up, and so then I at some point then started working full-time in marketing, and that was about 6-7 years ago. And it was about doing everything within marketing. So setting up all the different tools, starting new campaigns, learning new campaign methods and new tactics within marketing, and then putting all together into global strategies.
Interesting. Oh, over the course of the 9 years that you mentioned, have you faced challenges in your marketing journey? What were they, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, there is several challenges. I could break it down that challenges on, for example, internal buy-in. That's some kind of challenge too, that you need to have a good champion within the company, or then you need to yourself be a good salesperson and then create that drive within the company to for better understanding of what is the importance of marketing and what is the relevance of marketing. And then there are other aspects of within the marketing itself, so campaigns. So some campaigns work, others don't. At some point in time, for example, lead generation was really easy to get, to generate leads. At the moment, everybody's doing that, so it's not so easy at the moment. Then you need to drive more different ways of doing it, and different tactics for that, so that then you collect actual quality leads and leads that are engaged with your company. So in that sense, then there is those kind of dual faces to challenges within marketing, and ways of doing it for internal buy-in is to try to collect that champion and then have do your homework. Why should we do this? What is the business benefit for it? Try to get as many people as possible within your site, so that then it's easier to move forward and continue that conversation. And for campaigns, just try new things and check what is been doing a good way. And one way that I've used is that if you're really behind your competitors, try to copy with pride as much as possible in the early phases, and then you can have the bandwidth to go and search and do for more complex and more advanced, so that then you are trying to win the competition. But if you are really low the competition, there's a couple of things that you can really copy paste and do it so that you are kind of in the same level.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I know, Paulo, you've traveled quite a bit, and you've sort of lived in different countries, and I'm assuming that this marketing knowledge has kind of you've gained from, working in different countries, working for different companies, that kind of thing. Do you think marketing differs in each region from different regions?
To be fair, I've only worked in Finland within marketing. Obviously, the approach that or the companies that I worked in Finland, they were global. So then the marketing that we were doing needed to be global and needed to be adjusted. And so there is differences on, for example, trying to sell to Central Europe or then to North America. There is definitely differences, and obviously there is differences selling in your home market, because your
Mm.
home market, everybody knows about you, you are really present. So it's really easy. There's kind of a word of mouth going on, and we're talking about technology companies, so basically it's easier to get that visibility and that innovation, that kind of niche. For Central Europe, yes, definitely that's a challenging market, because you need to be very according to law, and the way to convince, it's really different from North America. So the things that we have noticed is that's not so much of a big insight, but North America, it's very big, very fuzzy, very on top of your face, that yeah, we are the best, we can do this. And then for North Central Europe, it's more about references. Who are your references? Who have you worked with? And can they vouch for you? And have you worked already in this market? If you haven't, we have a little bit of concerns that we don't know if it's trustworthy. So there's those kind of things that then differ, and then you need to adjust on your marketing campaigns and marketing as an overall. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. And am I right in saying you can speak different languages?
Yes, yes, I can do. I can speak four
Great.
language
Wow.
almost fluently. Portuguese, so that's my mother tongue. Spanish, that's quite close, and I've learned a little bit. Finnish, that I'm now living in Finland, so I've learned the language, and then obviously English.
Amazing. Oh, it must help, learning a language and marketing in regions where they speak that language, so that you can really understand the culture, understand the messaging, and how that kind of resonates with each of those regions.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of nuances that you might not catch if you are not familiar with the language. Obviously, yes. So it's a huge benefit. Yeah. Before, when I was young, I was like, languages. What's that for? Never knew whatsoever. But now I see the potential of it, and the benefit of having knowledge in different languages. So it's completely different how you see the world and how others see you too.
That's some really good advice there for someone that would like to, perhaps on top of their marketing experience, learn a language so that they can get experience in other markets. What does a day in the life of Paolo look like right now?
Right now, it's a little bit all over the place. So I belong to non-for-profit organization. That's JCI, Junior Chamber International. And that's an organization that's for people between the age of 18 till 40. And that want to develop their leadership skills and they want to network with other like-minded people. So that in that organization, and I'm based in Oulu, Finland, we are organizing the European conference where we're expecting to get 1,600 people in Oulu.
Amazing.
And so I'm the head of partnerships in that organization, and I'm trying to collect as many sponsors as possible for the event. The event is going to happen in a month and a half, so 12th to 15th of June, actually 1 month to be precise. So there's a lot of things going on at the moment, finalizing contracts and finalizing all of the different kinds of educations, and that the event is well managed. That's one part of my day-to-day business day. Then the other part is that I've engaged now in creating my own company. So I've been looking out for jobs within the marketing industry for some time. So then I've wondered that at the same time, I could even create a company and help SMEs to grow. I have knowledge on technology, then I have my language skills in marketing, strategy. So I'm trying to use all of these components so that then I can help other companies within tech or that just want to internationalize to help them grow the business. And so there's a couple of things that I'm already doing, kind of in a little bit of passive silent mode, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of things happening on the background.
Perfect. And just out of curiosity, with regards to starting your own business, was this something which, you had the idea off the back of something, or was this something that you've always wanted to do and you had a passion for?
It's a mix of both. So yeah, I've had a passion to create, and I do have another company that is a running technique for teenagers, and I'm currently doing that too. So I had all the passion for creating entrepreneurs and develop them and grow them. And so then it was that kind of that business, the running technique. So the name is Yoxotech. That was kind of a side business, and it has been always. But then I thought that, okay, maybe I can create a company and work full time on that. And it has been all the time the idea of potentially creating a company within tech or related with tech. And then there was the approach that I was available. I was looking for jobs within marketing on a technology industry. And while I was doing that, engaging with different decision makers from different companies, then it came the opportunity that what if I just help them a part-time or a contract based. And so basically then it was like, okay, this is a good idea. There's interest, there's traction on the market. There's companies that saying, okay, let's start working, Paulo. I find this interesting. And I want to use your help to grow our company. So then it's just kind of official, making it official that there's a company helping on that.
Perfect. And I think it will it's important not to let all of your skills and experience go to waste, because there's a lot of companies out there that need your support and help. So and expertise. So really
Yeah.
excited about, what's to come on that.
Yeah, and that's the other
Um
benefit. That
yeah.
if I would work in a company, I would just do specific things. But then working for myself, I can enlarge all of the different skill set that I have and use that to different kind of companies. So I could be working in different companies at the same time and use different skill sets.
Amazing. I think that's a real plus, I think. Yeah, definitely. Um, Going back to marketing, experience, skills, knowledge, and doing actual marketing, is there an area of marketing that you like the most and why?
Hmm. I've been working for many years on lead generation,
Mm-hmm.
and so that has been a part that I've liked a lot. But because of the company where I was at, I've started to dive deep into account-based marketing.
Mm,
I think that that's a very good part of the marketing side. Obviously, it's a strategy. Then it has its own focus and applicability. So it's not something that you can just apply everywhere. It
yeah.
depends. So for the company that I was working in, all the things ticked. So basically, long sales cycle, and then each sales is big sale amount of money. So then it was all of that combination is like, yeah, we should try account-based marketing, and that was very interesting to start working at that company, initialize those processes, and actually that was it was able to be done because previously I had done the company-wide, the crystallization of the ideal customer profile, the buyer personas, and because I was focused on the lead generation, so I was focused on then helping the rest of the team having specific content for specific phases of the buyer journey. And so basically, after we had the ICP and the buyer persona, then we're able to create for each buyer persona a specific content map. And so then for the different phrases. And so basically, then he helped the content managers start working on different kinds of contents so that then we would get kind of a funnel. So the people would go to a website, we would educate them, then they would get going to the consideration phase, and then afterwards the decision. Then that would be in different pay parts. Then I would be able to collect the leads.
Leads is what's important. For sure, for sure. My next question to you would be, is there an area of marketing you like the least and why?
Hmm. Yeah, good question. Um, Maybe social media. That's something that I have done for my own companies, uh, for my Yoxotech side. But yeah, that's something that maybe I don't fancy the most. And actually graphical design, so all of that video editing and photo editing, that's something that it's not so familiar for me. It's not my my
Forte?
strongest. So in a sense, then I let other people do it.
That makes a lot of sense. There's certain things you know your strength in, weakness in, and if it's not your strength, then it's, you can delegate to somebody else or to a team or an
Mm,
agency or so on. Makes a
yeah,
lot of sense.
yeah.
From your experience, what are the misconceptions do people have about marketing? What's
Mm.
your thoughts on that?
Yeah, generally speaking, a lot of, or at least from the environment where I am at, a lot of people think that marketing is about just creating some text, just being there to help. Okay, we need here some different color, or we need different icon element. You can just do it. Or we need a fancy presentation. Please just do it. So it's marketing. It's a lot about supportive function, and not as a critical function. And when people think about marketing, they don't think about the brand element and all of what brand means. And so all of the different details that marketing has that then create the value of the brand. So that is the biggest misconception that people see, and quite often it's thought that, okay, if we need to cut something, then marketing is the fastest department to cut people from, because you're like, nah, what is marketing doing? And if we think about the whole
Yeah.
journey of a customer, if we think that very simplistically, that in the beginning there's marketing, then converting, there's the sales, and then there is the customer support, they're creating all of that engagement with the customer for recurring purchases. Yeah, marketing is said that we don't need that. We can just, make some phone calls to some companies and we get new customers. So why do we need that? And also on the other end is like, yeah, it's already our customer, so we don't need to care. They will buy again. And so in a sense, yeah, marketing is not much valued on that. Obviously things are changing, which is good in a positive way. That's in a positive way. Just to clarify that. But definitely there is that misconception that marketing does not have much value.
Makes sense. And I think that goes on to my next question, where I'm a firm believer of sales and marketing alignment within organizations. What's your thoughts on
Definitely, I'm a strong advocate for alignment.
that?
Without alignment is very difficult, and because of that advocacy and my interest on that alignment, that's why then I started generating that ICP projects and buyer personas and content map, so that then it's not just marketing doing something isolated from sales, and then sales saying, okay, well, this is not working, we just rather do ourselves. And then marketing is just pushing something. So then alignment is very critical. But this alignment, maybe people think that alignment is just one time, that, okay, what are we doing? And that's it. But for me, alignment is a constant work. Let's do some, okay, what are we trying to achieve here? Let's work on it. And then it needs to have the continuous feedback loop from sales to marketing and marketing to sales of, is this working? Are we attracting the correct people to our brand? And what are the new trends that are happening that maybe sales should be checking them out and focused on?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, both functions, both teams have to be aligned on the same page. And people talk about the bottom line and so on, and they're quite critical functions with driving the bottom line and
Mm,
leads, opportunities, sales, that kind of thing. So if they're not talking the same language or a similar language, then
mm,
things fall apart.
yeah,
In that sense, there's a disconnect, very much so a disconnect
yeah.
with that. Yeah. How do you stay up to date with what's happening in the market? And that could be from a marketing perspective or in tech, because that's where the field of experience that you have. So, yeah, how do you stay up to date in the market?
Well, there's different ways that I do. So different kinds of analysts. I follow some kind of analysts within specific industries. So then I know what's happening on those specific industries. Then in the marketing side, um, we I usually where the company where I worked at, we usually had agencies and partners. So basically, through them, it was easier to get a little bit of understanding. And the other part was that I was outreached So I got contact with a lot of different kinds of technologies and different things to do. So basically, it was kind of a forced way. But in
Hmm.
some cases, then I would test different kinds of different tactics and different technology, and so then that would help me on that. Obviously, we're talking in a later phase of my career. In the beginning phase of my career, then I would read a lot more about the beginning, the basics of the different tactics and methods and campaigns for creating a nice marketing. But then I used HubSpot, and through HubSpot, there's a lot of resources that it help you
Yes.
renovate and re-engage and remember content, and then learn. Obviously, there's a lot of things that are new, so then you learn through those.
Perfect, perfect. And by the sounds of it, from your experience and the kind of organizations that you're involved with, you're amongst a lot of young people. Um, if a young person um, wanted to get into marketing, what advice would you give them?
Hmm. Uh, um, in terms of personality traits, be humble and
Okay.
have a big drive to learn and put the effort into learning things and trying.
Mm.
In terms of knowledge, yeah, read about different kinds of content for different specific areas within marketing, SEO, SM, social media, lead generation, demand generation, all of those things that you get a little perspective of those things. So that would help get um, get your foot in the door.
That's really good tips and tricks and advice for young people. And I think it's important to help the younger generation and generations to come to kind of
Mm,
steer them in the right direction and give them as much guidance as possible in what they want to achieve and their aspirations and what they want to do in their sort of career or and even in business.
mm,
Um, Work-life balance. How do you create balance between home and work and what you're doing currently?
mm. That is a tricky question, because I think I'm in the middle of a clash. So I come from Portugal, and there the work culture is a lot of work, um, from 9 till 6, and then basically you might even bring home work and you do it. And then in the Finnish culture is from 8 till 4, and
Hmm.
once there is 4 o'clock sharp, then everything stops. So it's a little bit of a mix. Obviously, it depends on the industry, obviously, and then in project based, it cannot be like that. But it's very much that, okay, we are working now. It stopped. We started doing something else, in Finnish environment. So it's a big clash for me on that front, and yeah, I've struggled to adapt to those, because obviously I want to do my work. I want to also, in the beginning of my career, I wanted to show that I am able to do and get things done. So then you're just like trying to do a little bit extra effort, but then that puts a toll on your personal life,
Mm,
and influences everything on that matter. Mm. And he also in this part, so we are not too far from COVID time. So then that has then created another
mm,
clash on things. So basically there was the leaving the office, that would be kind of the main indicator of your leaving work. Even if you took your computer home and worked a little bit, it was kind of all the time a little bit of guilty feeling, because you knew that you are doing something work related outside of work environment. But then with COVID, you were at home, and so basically you were, for some people, you were eating and working in the same place. So it was very difficult to differentiate those two. And actually, there has been, because in the company that I was working, it was very focused on office environment, and
Hmm.
creating technology for employees and for the employers. And so there was a lot of research that we did, and we got into about what are the benefits of hybrid working and working from home and working at the office. And what it has been noticed is that in the early beginnings of COVID,
Hmm.
the productivity increased a lot because people were working more time, but also there was less meetings.
Mm.
And so that everything was like very, very efficient. And obviously then it depends on the industry. The industries, they couldn't do that. And then there's other industries that we're talking about software, hardware, and then basically you are just using your computer to work. So everything is very efficient. There's nobody to coming to next to you and just say hi or disturb you. Um, so there was that peak in the beginning, but then that's not sustainable. So then after that, there was a crash on productivity. And the crash of productivity is for different reasons. Obviously, one is that people started to become more aware of that and got more tired of doing that extra hours. So basically, then the amount of work done per hour was reduced. And then the other part was because there was less connection between people. And so then the synchronization of the work was worse. And so then people were doing something that was not very efficient for the overall outcome. So yeah, coming from that COVID time, yes, the same happened to me. So there was a very, very good at the beginning, then very bad, and then you was kind of forced to get more strict on yourself. On
Mm.
okay, now this is stopped. It's not, but it's always work in progress.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. No, it makes a lot of sense. Um, Going back to your younger days, um, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Yeah. Well, when I was growing up, because my parents were teachers, I thought, okay, I'll become a teacher. So that was, and then at my university time, I wanted to become, so not so young, but still, I wanted to become more of operational manager. And so, yeah, I studied industrial engineering, and so that was where I was focused the most. So industrial engineering, it depends, but it's focused on management, but it's not a management course. It's not a economics. It's a engineering course, and there's a lot of engineering behind it. So the idea is that you would have a management role in an industry company, and that for the production on of some products. But then obviously because there was quite wide, there was courses on marketing, organizational behavior, HR. So then you are and coding, so you are able to do different kinds of things. You can even go for coding, software engineer work, or then other kinds of consulting. So there's a lot of people going to consulting from these type of courses. But because I was very interested on lean methodologies at that time, I was very interested in moving to operations and operations management. Yeah.
Nice. Real mix that you could select from. What is your passion and what drives you?
Yeah. What drives me is growth, personal growth, and then the people around me, the growth of people around me. So that is what drives me the most. Uh, and Yeah, that's one of the reasons that I'm creating this company. And one of the reasons where everything then combines on me. So all of these different things that joining the JCI and being very active there, and creating the Yoxotech company that basically is to help um, teenagers keep doing the sports, so they don't stop because of running difficulties and coordination difficulties. So basically, it's about that helping other people grow, and not so long time ago, I am very perfectionist, and I'm really like driven by those things. And so my growth was more focused on trying to help people achieve their best
Mm.
possible. But now with time, and very recently, I've realized that some people, they don't want to achieve their best potential, or they are not able to achieve then. So basically what my growth means is helping the people achieve what they want to achieve at that point in time.
That's pretty awesome. I think that definitely resonates, and I think it's powerful, like you said, because some people, even just moving that increment, that small little change is pretty powerful to them, whereas it's like, crawling to then, oh, I want to run a marathon type of thing, um where it's just not that right move at that point in time. Like you said, it's,
Mm,
moving too
mm,
quickly can
mm,
can
mm.
sometimes be detrimental as well to
Yes,
someone.
yes, yes,
But that's pretty powerful, yeah, what you're trying to achieve and do. And yeah, yeah,
yes. Yeah.
yeah. If is there someone, dead or alive, that inspires you?
Hmm. I haven't thought of that. There's a couple of people that have inspired me in different points of my life, um, but I'm not able to pinpoint a couple, or one or two, or a couple that at the moment
Sure,
I'd say
sure,
that
sure.
these are the people that I look up to.
Nice. And tell us a bit more, Paolo, about the type of people that you like to be around. Like, who do you network with? Who do you connect with? What kind of people kind of lights you up, and supports you with driving your passion and what you want to do? Tell us more
Hmm.
about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for me. I click very easily, and it's exciting when I'm talking with ambitious people that they want to do something, and they have that engagement. Yeah, that engagement
Yes.
is also another one. So it's not only about ambition; it's the engagement. And if you see some person that really loves what they are doing or talking about, it's really a warm vibe coming from them. So those type of people is very nice to engage with, to talk. And then entrepreneurs, so all of those, getting different experiences and expertise, it's really really valuable at the moment. um, in addition to that JCI, I'm also joining another organization that's to help companies grow. um, and so it's interesting. Then you can see different kinds of industries, different kinds of people with different backgrounds, and so all of that mix, it just makes you be more aware of the differences, in people, in their backgrounds, in their journeys, in their processes. And so you start to look at life with a more humble and a little bit more understanding perspective. So that is nice, even if I don't like, or if I don't see the value on what that person is doing or what they are working at. It's still very insightful and very good to get that experience, to talk with them and then share different things. So yeah, I think that's at the moment, yeah, very focused on talking with entrepreneurs, ambitious people, engaged people. But also I like to mingle with different kinds of backgrounds and history and focuses, because
Hmm.
that helps a lot on moving forward. And also in yourself, because you have different perspectives, then you're able to maybe join different things that you would usually wouldn't do, and then bring something of more value to yourself.
Make Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think it's really quite key to have great people around you or people that kind of inspire you, your network. And I think also there's that accountability, like people that can make you feel be accountable,
Hmm.
um, and kind of like tell you when you're not showing up perhaps in the right way, or
Hmm.
and you're kind of out of sync in that sense. So I think it's always good to be around that, people with the that inspire you and
Hmm.
kind of keep
Hmm.
you moving in the
Yeah.
direction that you want to go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
this JCI, I'm now international leader for a region of Finland. And my core values of my campaign was about inclusivity,
Mm,
international, and then value of Finland, because I'm based in Finland. And I recently made a presentation about my passion for technology and innovation, and then also about inclusivity. And when I was talking about and preparing about it, um, inclusivity is a big topic for me at the moment. And then also when I was searching for content and trying to um, create a sounding argument of that, um, the conclusion that I've reached is that there's benefits in having same kind of groups,
mm,
similar backgrounds, as there is cons to it, and there is benefits to have a diverse, heterogeneous group, and there's also cons to it. But where we are now at the moment in the phase of this of society phase is that AI is doing so much work on routine work that homogeneous teams, they work well, that somebody gives a task and then they just do it. They don't need to think about why they are doing, what are the best approach. They just know how to do it because all of them are in sync, and then they work perfectly on getting that task efficiently done. But if we're moving now to a world where generative AI can do all of those things, then the human factor will have a bigger importance on creating different things, innovative things that it hasn't been thought of before, it hasn't been created before. And so that's when they're the heterogeneous teams bring that added value.
mm. I think AI and so on is a topic in itself, right? There's so much going on within the space. And I think um, there's pros and cons, and it's very, very much talked about within the tech world at the moment, for sure. If you could speak to your younger self, what would you say to them? What would you say to young Paulo?
Hmm. um be more relaxed, enjoy the moment. um those would be the best feedback I would give to myself, and try new things, and don't be afraid to try things.
Amazing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Yeah, with well, in 5 years time, looking from now perspective of the now, I would say that I would see myself working with different companies, um, and helping them on their growth journey. So I would be um, maybe even hiring other people to help me join on that journey of engaging different kind of companies. So um, in a very fulfilling way, helping companies go international, helping companies grow to what they want to achieve. So that would be what I would see myself in 5 years, and maybe even running considerable big business.
Nice. I think they're great aspirations, to work on for the 5 years. Um, you've mentioned a lot about it, in terms of your aspirations, the kind of, your why, your passions. And I'm sure it stems into this. What do you want to be remembered by?
By helping the community, by helping the society. Yeah.
That's that's
Yes.
that's incredible. That's amazing. Um, if you had a chance to be a superhero or have a superpower or superpowers, who and what would that be and why?
Hmm. Yes. Trying to, what could be a good, that would describe me well, on those things. Maybe the what is that? Iron Man, because of all of that
Mm,
technology,
yes,
growth,
Iron Man.
and helping. So I think the
Yes.
Iron Man would be a good one.
He's a pretty good choice. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty awesome, that one, the Iron Man. No, that's brilliant. Um, lastly, if you had to ask the audience a question, what would that be?
What what do you think was your pivotal point to make you be where you are at the moment?
That's a great question. That would make anybody think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. And just last but not least, do you have any final words that you would like to share with the audience or on the podcast?
um yeah, I like to say that, regarding to marketing, marketing is evolving very fast and changing a lot. So what worked 2 years ago is not working anymore. So keep a very open mind to marketing. Um, try new things and be patient with the people that do not understand the value of marketing, but try to understand their side too, so that then you are able to convince them better, or you are able to sell yourself better.
I think those are definitely wise words. For sure, for sure. Um, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time out today for the podcast.
A
As
pleasure.
a marketer to another marketer, I love what you're doing. And I think it's really sort of wonderful to hear your story within the podcast today, and just there's a lot more depth in that sense to what you're doing. You're extremely passionate. I can your why is very evident in what you do. And I think it's great how you're trying to make the world a better place, to be inclusive and just for everyone to kind of work together and learn and grow, and for businesses to scale with that kind of approach in that sense. Um, so yeah, I'm going to continue to watch you and kind of from behind the scenes. So just want to thank you again, and keep doing all the great stuff that you're doing.
Thank you again, Jenna, for inviting me. It was a great pleasure to be here and tell a little bit about my story and my background, and yeah, and share it so that then some person might find it useful, and use it to their own growth.
Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thank you. You
Take
too.
care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.